Hi everybody and welcome back to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman. Woohoo! Live stream number 2. Peace out. So I hope you guys are having a good time out there. Man, there's been some good streams on today, so definitely check that out. Now get into the chat, say hello. We've got a few things to talk about. Obviously we want to talk about Pulsechain and of course some of the awesome fundamentals in Pulsechain. If you're new to Pulsechain, this should be a really good introduction for you. Make sure you do your investment due diligence. Check out a lot of other information around it. But definitely a good start. So hope you guys are having a good time. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, hit the bell as well for more, and of course share the channel around. That's really, really cool. The link to Discord's in the top of the video description. Smash into that, heading up towards 450 members, and of course you can help us to get there, get in there. Good information, good community, and of course we try to keep good family standards in there, so everyone gets along quite nicely. So definitely get into that. So let's have a look who's in the house at the moment. Obviously, Emoji's in the house there. Morris is in the house. Good to see Morris. Woohoo! And Hex Biker in that. Hey from the UK. Good morning. Look forward to my morning dose of crypto gold from Superman before heading to work. Hey, Hex Biker, I appreciate that. Big shout out to people in the UK there. And Blobfish King in the house there. Woo! Great news about Hex Investment Trust. Great time for them to be buying and perfect timing. Yeah, they are super happy. If you saw, so Discord Syndicate had their live stream earlier. I don't know if there's, I don't think they're still on. I think they're finished. And yeah, they had the live stream. And Kinetics was in there, RG3, and a few other guests there. But man, it was pretty awesome. And we heard the Hex Investment Trust is now in the market buying. They do suspect that they're going to have, they are receiving money from investors, and they have been buying Hex. And no doubt when they've got the right amount of Hex, I guess they'll be staking that 5555. I'm not sure how they're going to structure the actual stakes, but definitely getting the money. I'm not sure if they'll just be accumulating up to $10 million as their target, and maybe then they stake. Not exactly sure how they structure that, but in any case, the custodial looks after the Hex, and of course the people that are invested in that own the actual Hex itself, technically speaking. So it's kind of a custodial relationship. But of course, they want to take this private. They want to take it public from private. So they've got to reach $10 million, or I think it's 55 investors. I think is the target for going public. So I think they have to have both of those qualify. I'm not sure about that, but in any case, I think they'll hit $10 million first, and that's what Connect was talking about. It feels like they'll hit the dollar value first. So pretty cool on that. Very exciting. In any case, they're buying in the market. They said, people are going to sell down at this range. They're happy to buy it up. So I thought that was pretty nice. So nice to see another big buyer in the house. They're going to obviously buy Hex, stake at 555, hashtag never selling. So pretty awesome stuff there. And man, if they get this to public's a big deal. At the moment, they can get people that have got IRAs, directable IRAs, things like that. Yeah, looking to go public would be amazing. Opening access to huge, all the traditional markets, investors will be able to invest in it. It's a really big deal, a very big part of where Hex is heading, and this is regardless of Pulsechain, right? This is regardless of Pulsechain. This is moving forward. So Hex has its own specific fundamentals, and of course there's definitely one of them. So very exciting to see that. And we're already seeing cool products like Maxi and Hedron. We've got Hex Investment Trust. You can see how these are all just building around the Hex ecosystem. Very exciting. Obviously, Pulsechain, if you think about it on a bigger scale, is Pulsechain as well. So lots of good things happening. Lots more, I suspect, we will see down the path there. DB Cooper in house there. Buy Hex. Financial advice, but you didn't hear it from me, says DB Cooper. Yeah, that's pretty funny, man. Woohoo! What's up, everybody? What's up? Huddle Generation in the house. Good to see you in the house. Lao's in there as well. Good evening from Tucson, Arizona. Woohoo! Hey, good to see you, Lao. Big shout out to you out there. And John Gibbons says, what's the news about the Hex Investment Trust? Well, I just gave you some of that. I did post a little video of Kinetics giving us the update that it's actually buying in the market, and it has been receiving money, a Hex investment fund, money there from investors. So it's very positive. He suspects that they'll get to the dollar amount before they get to the number of investor amount. So I think that's pretty awesome. And like I say, they're going to be buying and staking completely. Crypto BD's in the house there. This is the best show ever. I appreciate that, Crypto BD. Yeah, we're trying to keep it focused on the fundamentals. We keep away from the drama. Like I said, there's plenty of other channels that focus on drama. We focus on the fundamentals here as best as we can. Crypto Cavs in the house 33. Hello from Fountain Hills, Arizona. Woohoo! Nice one. We got 2 people from Arizona. It's just crazy awesome. Big shout out to Arizona, man, representing. And Crypto TV, thanks for being live. I think twice a day. Yeah, twice a day. This is the second live stream today. First live stream we focused on Hex, Hex price, Hex staking. Today, this is the second live stream focusing on Pulsechain, and of course we all will cover PulseX as well. So it's on tune there. Woohoo! Hex token. Good to see John Williams in the house. Nice. So hey, welcome everybody. I'm sure we'll have a lot more people join us as we move on the live stream. Definitely subscribe, smash that like button as well. Don't forget the like button. Woohoo! All right, let's go. Oh yeah, we got PulseNet testnet is live. Of course, we had 3 Pulse testnets at the moment. There's actually 4 running as we understand it. The version 3 is running privately with the team. We understand it based on chain link data. So very cool. V2B, which is the 3rd testnet, is up and running. And so that's been running for about 6 weeks or so. I think around that, or maybe, no, it's probably 2 months now. It's probably running there. Yeah, I got my calendar. I should know that. I should have to check my calendar, but I think it's up on there. Obviously, you can link into this by adding this to your MetaMask with Chain ID. You can do all that and add all these details in from pulsechain.com. So if you're new to Pulsechain, don't know anything about it, you just found it because you see it all over the place. Well, Pulsechain is out on testnet. We're waiting for mainnet to come. Hopefully by June. Maybe we'll get a bit of information for at the end of May. Hopefully by June it is going to be launched. So we've got lots of cool stuff here. Obviously, we got some really cool stuff here on the website. Just going to scroll into this. Pulsechain goals increased Ethereum value. Ethereum's values will be lowered by sharing its load. So this is a really big deal. Pulsechain's going to be the first system state copy of Ethereum. This is a big deal if you're new to it. This has never been done before. There's been other people that have forked the Ethereum chain, with similar MEV chains and Binance Smart Chain and Matic and Phantom and others. But this is the first system state copy. In other words, everything is coming over. All the contracts, over 500,000 tokens, around about, I think it's 77,721 NFT contracts, and something like, I can't remember the exact number, maybe 18,000 or so, 1155 contracts. Everything's coming, regardless what the token is, it's coming over. 196 million wallets on Ethereum at the moment. Of course, potentially most of them will get benefit to some degree, depending on what they've got in their wallets. It's going to be amazing. First, they copy, everything's coming. And wow, it's going to be awesome. So Ethereum fees will be lowered by sharing its load because everyone will be able to do what they do on Ethereum, but over on Pulsechain. So it's going to be pretty neat. Enriched ETH users, Pulsechain will re-enable priced out use cases instead of launching empty. Pulsechain brings the ETH system state and ERC20s. This rewards holders and founders of Ethereum-based projects. So that's going to be amazing. So whatever you're getting 2 for 1 at the moment, and you have to do nothing. You can do absolutely nothing. You can get a copy on Pulsechain. And of course, everything that starts on Pulsechain is going to start at 0. But you're going to be able to find out what it's worth in due time. So enrich ERC20 and NFT users. The launch of Pulsechain is the largest airdrop in history. Thousands of Ethereum-based tokens and NFTs received their free Pulsechain versions. This new gold rush contains the value discovery of thousands of tokens, NFTs, on Pulsechain. If you always wanted to be a whale in a certain ERC20 or NFT, maybe now you can be. So it's a huge opportunity. You get everything copied over from Ethereum onto Pulsechain. You can have 2 copies, basically, 2 on different chains. And of course, price discovery from 0 on Pulsechain. Let's see what they are going to be worth. Obviously, if you want to become a whale as well, you can potentially accumulate a lot of good tokens on Pulsechain, maybe SHIB or Link or something, and accumulate a big whale position. Maybe others aren't thinking about it, and you do it first, and you end up being right about that. So it's going to be pretty cool. Now, there's a big deal I want to talk about. Easy to use. Your MetaMask wallet just works. You only have to change a single setting to access Pulsechain. Ethereum holders can transact for free with freemium PLS. Now, what happens is going to be that you'll say you have your MetaMask wallet. You used to be on Ethereum. Maybe you've been on Binance Smart Chain or Polygon. You add the network in. You should be able to just do that by clicking a button and add that network on Pulsechain when mainnet goes live. At the moment, you have to manually put in the testnet here that we've got. So you have to manually put that in. And of course, you can see testnet running here with 3-second block times. So you can manually add that in. You can see the block explorer looking at the Pulsechain V2B, which is the third testnet running. And you can see that operating at the moment 3-second blocks. And you might notice that. Remember that is something different than you see on Ethereum, which runs at 13-second blocks. So we'll talk more about that later. Now, what do you have to do? Basically, you have to go to MetaMask. You have to add in a network. So there'll probably be a button when Pulsechain mainnet goes live. You won't probably have to do it manually, but you can go down to settings. And of course, you can go to networks and add in a network just by adding the details in there, just like this is here. So these are the details for the testing at the moment. And of course, you can add that. Once you've got that in, you can just switch between networks. You can switch between Ethereum, and you can switch between Pulsechain. That easy. That's how easy it's going to be. You're going to be able to see all your assets on the side. Now you will have to add in the contracts for the different coins, just as you do on Ethereum. You often have to add the contracts in. Just remember that. So you can scroll down to the bottom of your wallet, and you can import the contract address, and it's going to be obviously on the Pulsechain. You can see under tokens here, we've got tokens. You can see all tokens there, and of course you can see all the contract addresses. You can just take some of these, and of course you can add them in. Shiba in here, for example, we could click on that. We can copy the address, and we can go to MetaMask, and of course we can paste that in, and bam, and it shows SHIB there, 18 decimals, and add the custom token. Easy peasy peasy there. Away we go. No SHIB in the wallet though, but we can import, and bam, there it is in the wallet. And of course we go down to the bottom, we can add the SHIB in there. So it's pretty easy. If you've heard about this, it's going to be so easy to get your airdrop on Pulsechain. It's going to be amazing. Now, some people have hard wallets, so they have treasures or ledgers, something like that. And of course, maybe you want to access that. You can connect, obviously, using MetaMask as a gateway, for example. You can click on the circle up the top here and go down to connect your hardware wallet. And there you are. You can connect your hardware wallet and use the MetaMask as a gateway through to the blockchain. So that's pretty cool. And you can see your wallet in here. So you can do ledger, or you can do treasure, or whatever else you've got. You can do it, and then of course continue. You have to connect your wallet directly to the computer before connecting hardware device, and you have to put your PIN number in, etc. And then it should show up wallets under here. And of course, you can select different wallets that you have that are based on treasure there. So pretty easy to do. You're going to be able to access your airdrop. Remember, the crypto is always on the blockchain, and that's very important to remember. So we did a little quick click check here on the MetaMask, and we did a poll here earlier. And of course, I'm going to refresh this. Actually, probably got a few more votes. You've got 159 votes. Look at this. We just put it out 3 hours ago, just in anticipation of this live stream. Fun poll. As a Ledger user, your crypto is stored on what? Is it stored on your Ledger Nano device, for example, if you lose using Ledger Nano, or is it stored on the blockchain? We had 19% of people said that their crypto was stored on the Ledger Nano. We had 81% say that it was stored on the blockchain. Which answer is correct? It is the bottom one, on the blockchain. Your crypto is on the blockchain. It's sitting there. Your Ledger Nano has your private keys. That's what you have there. So also you'll have a PIN number as well. So very important. We've got the 19% of people. 19% of people. So if you take 19 times 159, we got 30 people there out of 159 that got the wrong answer. And so that's, you still got education's required. People still need to know that. I just thought it was an interesting poll there. The reason why I asked that poll is because someone raised that in this morning's live stream, and we said, your crypto's on the blockchain. So just very important to remember that. So in any case, you want to get access to the airdrop, you can connect your hard wallet, of course, and of course you can also add the network. Should be able to have a button on the Pulsechain when it goes live. There should be a lot easier to follow. So hopefully that's cool. So there we are, easy to use MetaMask, easy, add the network, import the custom tokens, and you'll be able to see all your tokens. Obviously, you can see your if you take your wallet, and let me just add this in here. If you take your wallet, a quick way of going is to top the wallet, and you can view your account on the Block Explorer. And of course, this is the fastest way. Instead of importing tokens, you'll be able to see what tokens you own on the Block Explorer under your address in the wallet, just like you do on Ethereum. On Etherscan, you can do that under Binance Smart, BSC scan, Polyscan, whatever scan you're on, your Explorer you're on, you can see your tokens in the wallet there, and away you go. So you can import the contracts this way as well, just by clicking on the token. You'll get the token contract address, copy that, and import it. So that's cool. Just thought I'd tidy up a couple of those things since people ask about that. So hopefully that's a little bit of help to you if you're not familiar. Obviously, Pulsechain is going to have lower Pulsechain fees and more serve more users. Pulsechain increases the throughput of Ethereum 4 times by 3-second block times. Ethereum's average block time is about 13 seconds. So super fast and super cheap. It's going to be on Pulsechain. And of course, this is kind of front running ETH 2.0 by a long shot. Obviously, even at low Gwei on Ethereum, it's still very expensive. And on Pulsechain, should be able to do hundreds of transactions for fractions of a penny. So it's going to be very, very cool. Remove pollution, of course. Pulsechain is going to front run Ethereum because we're going to move to have full proof of stake, whereas Ethereum is currently a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake system validators, and of course that means that by full proof of stake means that will be environmentally friendly as well. Improved game theory. PLS has 0% inflation. Big deal. Obviously, Ethereum is burning. It has a burning function now, but of course they've still got inflation there, right? So their net outcome's still inflated. Validators only earn fees, and 25% of the fees are burnt to reduce the circulating supply. So not only is it 0% inflation, but the total amount of pulse is given out essentially at the beginning, and of course over time it gets burnt, and so the supply, like a balloon with the air being let out of a balloon, slowly decreases over time. So a real game changer. Pulse, PLS is the native token of a Pulsechain, just like ETH is the native token of Ethereum. So it's going to be a very desirable token to use. You need it for paying all fees, so it's pretty exciting. You're going to be able to, obviously, with the also proof of stake, you're going to be able to stake with the validators, which is pretty neat, which is probably why we should talk about that quickly. Here with the validators, you can see there's going to be 33 validators. It's going to start off with 3, ramp up to 33. And of course, it's going to start off maybe slower, maybe 10, 12-second blocks, 14-second blocks, something like that. It's going to, as more validators come over, and within the first, say, week to 14 days, it's going to get up to speed, up to 3-second blocks, just as you see on the Block Explorer when you see 3-second block times there. So it's going to be pretty neat. It's also going to empower Pulsechain holders. Pulsechain native tokens can stake and delegate to validators that reward the delegators with the largest percentage of fees. So it's pretty neat. Now, obviously, if you have staked with Pulse with an active validator, you can see I've got some test stuff here staked. The amount of Pulse that will be earned, it will be relatively low at the beginning. As each block size fills up, the more volume will go to validators. So it's going to increase from that point of time. So be modest. But there'll be other third-party dApps that you can stake your Pulse with, basically, as well. So it's very exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We've got Pulsex as well. Pulsex is going to be like Uniswap or PancakeSwap. So that's the equivalence there, which is going to be the big exchange. I think it possibly could be the first super DEX as well, in other words, challenging the value of the native token. So PLS is the native token of Pulsechain. PLSX is the native token of the PulseX exchange. And of course, it is a DEX or decentralized exchange. So it's going to be fascinating to see this play out as well. It does have pretty amazing stuff there. Pulsex is the Pulsechain's exchange. It's the world's largest yield farming. Of course, that's going to be massive. We know yield farming is a big part of a DeFi, so it's going to be pretty big. It's also going to have a secondary incentive token, which is also going to be deflationary. So PulseX, just like Pulse, is going to be total supply given out at the beginning, and then it's going to have a better than a fee burn. It's going to have a buy-in fee burn. So it's going to slowly decrease the total amount of supply of Pulsex over time as well. Something like $1 billion of trade volume will equal about $600,000-$700,000 of buy and burn, somewhere in that ballpark. So it's going to be pretty cool. Pulsex's goal, of course, is to basically be probably potentially one of the biggest yield farmers ever, if not the biggest. It's going to be fascinating to see that play out. It's going to be the bit, cryptocurrencies have been the best performing assets. It's going to be pretty cool like that. What else we got in there? I think that's probably the key one there. As I say, the supply becomes only more rare as 21% of all fees could be used to buy up and burn PLSX. So it's going to be amazing to see that. The tokenomics is completely superior. Total amount of Pulse and PulseX at the beginning, deflating over time, completely superior straight off the bat there. Pretty amazing. Also, PulseX will be competitive, 0.29% fee compared to Zay's 0.39%. And as we say again, 21% could be used for a buy and burn. So around about 0.006, 0.007 mark there in absolute percentage terms, or percentage points as we like to say. So pretty awesome stuff. Pulsex will have the most liquidity on Pulsechain as well. This is a very big point. So not only is the tokenomics amazing, but there's going to be an AMM ratio fixer bot. It's going to harvest all the PRC20s that get copied over from Ethereum, and of course swap those out with Pulse tokens, maybe up somewhere in the ballpark of 3 trillion tokens, possibly maybe 1 to 3 trillion there, and of course put that into Pulsex and lock away the liquidity that way and set up liquidity pools. It's going to be a beautiful thing to see. And of course then in addition to that, we'll expect a lot of people to set up their own liquidity pools, and then of course maybe 24 to 48 hours later we expect to see the bridge pop up. and people will be able to put in bridge pairs as well, including, the most importantly, stable coins that are backed one-to-one. So it's going to be fascinating to see that, particularly USDC, which is backed by fiat and gets reported on every month, as well as USDT and DAI and other stable coins. The other cool thing is that we're going to have a massive third-party dApp called Liquid Loans, which is a fork of Liquidity that's going to bring their own stable coin backed by PLS. So it's going to be a exogenous supported stable coin. And of course, USDL is going to be very powerful, I believe. I think it will become the premium stable coin on Pulsechain, backed by PLS. Now, PLS is not on the Liquid Loans platform, remember. It is the native token of a Pulsechain, so that gives a really strong asset backing, just like people would look for a fiat-backed coin like USDL with a US dollar backing. 1-to-1 is the ratio there, so it's going to be pretty amazing. On Liquid Loans, of course, going to be one USDL will be redeemable for $1 worth of Pulse, so it's going to be pretty neat like that. So very, very strong having the exogenous type of stable coins. In addition to that, of course, there's no mint and burn function. It's going to be basically a lock your Pulse and issue an issuance of USDL tokens. So you can issuance the USDL, and of course you can bring USDL back on and redeem it for the dollar equivalent of Pulse. So that's a much superior model if you take those two things into account. So we'll have over collateralized USDL, and we'll have USDL with the collateralization quality being the underlying native token Pulse for the Pulsechain. Pretty good in my view. So pretty awesome that. And of course, finally, you're going to have pretty much the fastest way to mass adoption. Once the bridge opens up, 24 to 48 hours, everybody will be able to come over for the airdrop. They'll be able to come over for the yield farming and the incentive token, PLSX, PLS, Hex on Pulsechain, and of course all the popular ERC20s, which are now PRC20s, all the popular 721s, which are now PRC 721s. They'll be able to get access to all of those. Some people will be able to come whales on those. They couldn't do that on Ethereum. Maybe they'll be able to do that on Pulsechain as price discovery. Everything starts with a 0 and gets priced up. And you can see how PulseX is going to be a key activity in that, and the AMM bot in terms of setting up the liquidity pools and seeing that happen. Now, also, there's a few other pumpermentals that we're a bit uncertain about, but we suspect that we'll see. And there is a lot of liquidity coming to USD pools from what was originally called the sacrifice phases for PulseX and Pulse. Obviously, we have no expectation of that, but that seems a probable event, and we should see some pretty good money coming into liquidity pools, particularly around stables, particularly for Hex, Pulse, and PulseX. So it's going to be fun to see that play out too. We've also got a lot of big players in the mix as well, looking to build value on top of the chain. We already, if you haven't seen the video that we've done already, did the top 25 projects coming on Pulsechain in terms of that. And of course, there's many more other projects, but there was a top 25 list there, so you can check that out on this channel. So lots of stuff happening, folks. Going to be amazing. As I say, the first system state copy of Ethereum, the fastest way to mass adoption, the biggest yield farm in crypto history, deflationary tokenomics, the bridge and cross-chain bridges eventually will come very fast, and of course fiat on-ramps will come too, and as well as leverage lending with Liquid Loans, fiat, a fork of Aave, and many other projects. So it's going to be absolutely amazing, folks. I see more and more YouTubers talking about it that aren't from within the ecosystem, and so I think it's just slowly building and we wait for Pulsechain to launch. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. This bit of an introduction into all the key topics. I know there's a lot of jargon in there, but once again, start doing your investment due diligence, watch lots of content, learn more and more. But once again, you don't have to do anything because the airdrop is free. And if you've got anything on Ethereum, it is going to be free. I would say that if you've got stuff on centralized exchanges or on other blockchains, a good idea to get that stuff off and onto Ethereum if you want to participate in the biggest airdrop in crypto history and see what the market does in terms of pricing up that value. Could be pretty tasty little airdrop for you indeed. So watch and learn. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Hope you guys enjoyed that with Pulsechain. We've obviously PulseX exchange looking pretty good there as well on testnet. So you can see how real things are. Real things are very real on testnet, very evolved, and we're getting very close indeed to launching with Pulsechain. We also obviously got the bridge I talked about The bridge is also up, Pulse Ramp as well. So definitely check that out. All the links in the video description, and have fun playing. Lots of videos on here too on the channel. And as I always say, get into Discord, because Discord, we have some really cool videos. The links in the video description. And of course, you can get access to a lot of these cool videos. So you can go to video tutorials here, and we've got videos on how to use the bridge and how to use PulseX in anticipation of when it launches. So if you want to bridge over some ERC20s, some stable coins, you can learn how to do that over the Pulsechain from Ethereum. If you want to play with PulseX in terms of swapping tokens around, you can do that too by following these tutorials. And we're pretty exciting. You can see on PulseX, we've got the exchange, we've got liquidity, we've got yield farming, we've got one-sided staking pools. This is going to be very popular. They probably won't be launching initially at the beginning, but these will be very popular in terms of people earning passive income from those without any staking risk or liquidity pool risk. It's pretty neat. You got the buy and burn function as well, which is pretty terrific. People will be able to get a little bounty too when they call that. So it's a pretty nice feature. And so far on testing, we've had almost 47 billion PulseX tokens bought and burnt, which is pretty neat. You can also go to the info and see the trading volume on the DEX, and of course the top tokens as well, and top liquidity pools are in there too. So pretty fun. Play around with it is really, really cool. Who knows when we're going to be launching exactly, but June's probably looking pretty good at this stage. Late May would be a nice surprise, but June's probably looking more likely at this stage. Once again, waiting for Richard Hart, the founder, to let us know about this. I hope you guys enjoyed that. All right, so cool. We're going to get on to the markets and switch topics up a bit. And so hopefully you're going to enjoy that. Let's get into some of the chats here. Let's go for gold. We got Brizology in the house there. Thank you for all the content you make, says Briz. Hey, Briz, a pleasure. And big shout out to you, Briz. You're such a great community member as well. And we appreciate that. So Crypto Force is in the house there. Hi from Scotland, says Crypto Force. Woo! Hey, good to see you, Scotland, man. We've got lots of places: Arizona, Scotland, UK. Big shout out New Zealand, obviously, Australia. Good to see people in the chat there. Crypto PD's in the house there. What does it take to get a wrench? Says Crypto PD. I don't know. It's Now's not in the chat. He's the foreman. Let's see what happens there. So cool. So look, jump through some of this. Let's get in some of this. So being live. What is it? Let me just jump through some of this. So I've lost my spot here, as you do when you're a bit crazy. Let me just jump over here. We got the DB Cooper says, I was thinking of buying oceanfront property in Arizona, says DB. That's awesome. Is Arizona on the coast? I can't remember now. I thought it was kind of inland, but I could be wrong. Crypto BD says, I'm not here all the time, but I'm legit, says Crypto BD. So Brazil says you have to have a superpower, says Brazology. Yeah, but it's probably true too. I appreciate that. Yeah. Hex Bikers in house says, have a drink or some Hex on me. My learned friend says Hex Bike. I appreciate that. £5.55. I love the 555s. You guys know me. You got me at 555. Was it 5555? Nice one. I appreciate it, Hex Biker. The old Superman bow down there. That's how we roll. Lol says CB. Thanks, Briz. Just late in New York, is it? Glad to hear live cast. Hey, great to have you in the chat there, Crypto BD. What else we got? Do we know what the most traded ERC20s are on testnet? Well, there's obviously PulseX there, so you can have a look at some of the volumes that are traded here. So, I don't know if there's any of these ERC20s at the moment. I can't see any there on the top ones. So they'll all be wrapped equivalent into. I've got wrapped BTC in there and stuff like that. It's probably the closest to USDC. It's probably the closest ones that I can see. The stable coins and things. What else we got going? Let us jump over to Hex there. Hex at 10.08 cents. A real bargain price to pick up Hex at the moment. This was the RH question, says Crypto BD. What the Hex? Says woohoo, lol. Good to see your house. See in the house what the Hex. That's a good question, says Stormy. I think we actually have we got Shib in there. I'm not sure if we got Shib. Shib was in there at the beginning. The order has changed a lot on here. This Shib down at 24. I suspect that's going to be one of the top ones, to be honest, easily. So that's probably one you want to get there. What else we got going? Besides, Fiat has had the most volume in the last 24 hours. Will I be able to stake Hex on Pulsechain? Let me just jump over the Hex there. Will I be able to stake EHEX on Pulsechain? You will. That's a good question. So you can go to go.hex and you can do that already. You can do it on testnet. So it's got Stumble there. You can jump to stake. And of course, you can stake your Hex. So you can put that in 555 and away you go. You can stake your Hex on there. So it's pretty cool. Click the stake button. Bam. I'm not going to hit it though because I'm not staking that for 555 because it's my test fund. It's my test stuff. I have to play around with that. So you can do it. It's pretty easy. There we are. Got a Hex. I realized the Fiat USDC pool has had the most volume. Yeah, I think I got up to that one. What the Hex? You can just keep staking EHEX normally. Your PHEX copies on. Yeah, so you can stake a Hex on Ethereum and you can stake PHEX or Hex on Pulsechain just like you do on both chains. So you can stake on both chains. Anything that you've got on an ETH chain, whether it's staked or liquid, in terms of Hex, will get copied over. Basically, at the moment, Hex is a 2-for-1 deal, just like everything, all the other ERC20s, 721s, etc. Unless you bridge EHEX into PHEX, then you can. Yeah, and you'll also be able to do that. So you can bridge over the bridge. You can bridge Hex over. You can see Hex there. You can switch the bridge around, and so you'll be able to do that with a wrap token. It'll be wrapped, of course. Switch that around. And double switch that. You can switch Hex on Ethereum over to Hex on Pulsechain as a wrap token. So it's a wrap token process there. Hello, how are you today? Hey, Lies Beneath, great to see you in the chat there. Hey, Lies Beneath, why are you so quiet in this chat? I saw you on another chat yesterday, and you were so talkative on that chat, Lies Beneath. You were so talkative. That was funny. I was looking at it, I was going, is this another person? Is this another person on this chat, on another chat there? It's so funny. So big shout out to Lights Beneath in the chat there. The ultimate strategy. Hello all. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the one. Absolutely agree with that, man. Great to have Lights Beneath in the chat as always. Woohoo! All right, nice one. Briz says EHEX on Pulsechain is wrapped, so I don't think it has smart contract features. It's more of a store of value. You can trade your EHEX for Hex on Pulsechain and stake that. Yeah. So we're going to have liquidity pools on, liquidity pairs on both sides of the bridge. A lot of them will have to be set up. And so yeah, we expect to see that play out. We're also going to get a lot of third-party swap dexes as well, bridges that are going to do a lot of swapping for you. That would be something else you'll see. Power City's got one, for example. Look forward to seeing that. I think we're up to that. You can trade. I got to remember not to speak too fast. Good old Kiwis, we speak quite fast, and it's got to slow that down a little bit there as you go. What else? Hydrogen says you can stake now and get copies already on the Win Post chain, not just yeah. So if you stake now on the ETH chain, Hydrogen Generation is quite right. You'll get a copy over on the Pulse chain. So it's going to be pretty cool. All you have to do is put the go.hex site on, and you'll be able to see that. Pathways says thanks. Hey, you're welcome. CD in the house there. Ramon, I watched them launch this weekend. Says CD. Watch them launch this weekend. You're talking about what are you talking about launching this weekend? You're talking about Pulse chain launcher. That'd be quite something if that happened. Pathway says I'm going to sell. Says Pathway. That's funny, man. I'm here. I'm not sure what you're going to sell, but you got to tell us what you're going to sell there. Pathways. Let us know. D Money's in the house there. I'm here. Says D Money. Always the grand entrance. I love it. And the emojis from Lights Beneath. Pathway says I'm going to sell all my EX for PX and stake IR. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. There's a few people doing that, I think, but we'll see how many. What else we got? That's my plan too, says Thel. Oh, there's another one. I believe in PX. Yeah, I think pretty clearly the Pulse chain is kind of the Richard Hart ecosystem. It's the infrastructure that he wants to build out. So Hex on Pulse chain will do particularly well. It's going to be super cheap and super fast. So it's definitely going to open up that retail book as well as the backlog in retail that wants to get in there. So not surprised. Brizolji, Arizona is nowhere near the ocean. So as a California, I think I should move to higher ground. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Briz. I was like, anyway, I don't remember Arizona. I've watched plenty of movies. Pretty sure that Arizona wasn't near the beach, but I thought, man, am I wrong about that? I know California's on the coast. That's fine. Allow ocean from property in Arizona when California falls in the ocean. That's sad, but funny. That's sad, but funny. Food TV's in the house. Just bought a new home with Hex Profit. Well done, Food TV, man. And great to have you chat, by the way. Always great to see Food TV in the house. Congratulations on the new home. Joseph says, how is he seeing this? Joseph, I'm not sure what you mean there. Oh, never mind, says Joseph. Crypto BD says, you are great. Always get to chat. Yeah, I love it too. James Bond and House with the emojis looking good. But is Hex on Pulsechain, not eHex? P Sheep to the moon, says James. Yeah, I think Ship's going to do pretty well on Pulsechain. The community's pretty engaged already. Already got the chairman, John Chong, going to be at PulseCon 2022. And, of course, 3 million followers of the Twitter account, which apparently he controls. So I think that's pretty awesome. Lies Beneath, lols. Yeah, funny. You're talking about me, talking about you in the other chats. That's funny. I found you, Lies Beneath. I found you, man. I'm just kidding. Crypto BD says, I can't believe how much you can talk about. Exciting to see what you will do once everything goes live. I've already said that, Crypto BD. I said I might actually end up passing out with excitement on when we go live with Pulsechain. It's going to be pretty amazing. Yeah, it's going to be fast. Hey, it's not just going to be one day, right? We're going to have Pulsechain launch, the AMM bot run. That's kind of like the first trade if you think about it. And then we're going to have like public access, ratio trading. We're going to have liquidity pairs put up, all sorts of stuff like that. We could get some early votes as well, DAO votes, all sorts of stuff. I expect a few surprises from Richard potentially within the launch phase. Of course, then when the bridge opens up and everything's just going to start really moving and everybody's behavior is going to be playing out. We'll find out eventually. I've actually been thinking a lot around about the prices and I think I have a good idea. I'm actually not going to talk about them on channel, I don't think. Yeah, I think I've got fairly realistic stuff on that now. James Bond says Hex to the moon. Absolutely, James Bond, I reckon. And Ziggy Mars trying to get it out of me already. I just got up to this. Do you reckon 200x on Pulse or PulseX this year? Trying to retire. Well, here's what I put. Here's why I put this, Ziggy. I'll put. I think that for the retail book, I think 50x is pretty good in the book. And of course, for the whales, I think over 100x for the whales. Let me put that out as a teaser of where I think the prices could go within, say, 3 to 6 months. So think about what I've said there and think about what that would mean in terms of the total supply. So you can think about that one. That's a bit of a research homework there. For Mr. Frost in the house there. Good morning, sir. Woohoo! Good to see Mr. Frost all the way from India. And we've got people all around the world at the moment. It's so good, this community. Really is cool. Good morning to all, says Mr. Frost. LS says, I missed the fiat sacrifice by 1 day. Hey, that I agree with you. I didn't even, maybe I was looking at it because I was doing, on this channel, I was covering the sacrifices every day, if you recall. I stopped doing that so much just because some of the products not as quite, I don't know, it's not quite there on some of them. But I think some of them are good, but just didn't want to keep talking about them. Obviously, I think Power City is going to be a good one, but yeah. I missed that one altogether. I think that would have been one of the good ones. I missed Mintra as well. When I look back at Mintra, I think Mintra would have been a good one too. But Fiat was very, very closed, almost like a closed amount. So I think people will be very happy with Fiat. That's going to be a real big, if it does anything even close to like a percent, just a 10, 20% of what Aave's done, then man, people holding Fiat tokens are going to be very happy indeed. Obviously not investment advice, just my opinion. But if it does anything like that, it's certainly got a wider range of tokens, which is good, right? So it's going to be fascinating to see that. And if they accept USDL as well, whoo, man, that's what the guy was talking about doing. If they can bring all the advanced leverage, in other words, lending features, so you can do margin trading more fully, leverage margin trading. If you can do, help people do flash loans, and what else? Do currency swaps, leverage swaps, collateral swaps, interest rate swaps. These are just functions of lending, but you imagine all the stuff coming on. That would be really robust. Tin Top's in the house there. What's up, Mexicans? Hey, Tin Top. And you can always buy it on day one. That's true. You can do that. Tin Top's in the house there. Woo! You're going to have so much to talk about. You are going to have to do 3 2-hour shows. This Chris is funny. Chris, you're funny, man. You make me laugh. All right, so cool. Hey, what did I watched Star Trek last night, Chris. I watched the third episode. It was a better episode. The dialogue was better. They had a couple of things in there which are pretty crappy stuff, but it was much better than episode 2. Episode 2, I liked the idea of the story. Just the dialogue was pretty poor for me. Episode 1 I liked a lot. So episode 1 I'll give an 8 out of 10. Episode 2 I give the story. I give a story a pretty high mark, but overall, and the visuals were quite good. But if I take in the story into account, then I have to give it a 5 out of 10. So all of the for the story and the visuals 5. That's like a 10 out of 10. So it's 5. And then for the story, the dialogue was really bad. I give that a pretty low mark, maybe a 2. And then that gives it, I don't know, around about 5. About 5.5. I'll say 5.5. For the episode 3 for Star Trek, I gave it to maybe. The story was good. It was a classic kind of Star Trek story from back in the day. I'll probably give that a 7. I would have given it an 8.5, but I have to discount it for some crappy dialogue stuff, that ideas and crap stuff they put in there. Otherwise, pretty good. Was that pretty good? Sounds pretty good review. That was my review. Welcome to Star Trek Review Channel. We're live here with Superman. That's funny. All right, so back to crypto. All right, so 10.8 cents. That's how we're rolling here. And we're going to get up to the DEXs as well. Let's have a look at some of the prices. We've got Hex at the moment, 10.93 on this, on the 15-minute chart there. Almost back at 11 cents there. We were up 11 cents earlier, 11.4. Not managing to hold to that at the moment. Like I say, the Hex Investment Trust is in the market apparently. We don't know what the wallet is. I'm sure that would be food for thought. They will publicly announce their wallet when they go public. So that could be a little way off yet. We'll still see. They think they said 3 to 6 months after they reach their 10 million, 55 people or whatever it was target. I think they have to have hit both targets to go public. And they have to go through a process of applying, I think. And of course, 3 to 6 months is kind of the time frame for that. That's a huge thing. If they can do that, that'll be very, very big. Hedron at the moment, 10.99. Obviously, we talked about Hedron with the first, potentially maybe in 33 days, will it? The first liquidity auction where a loan fails to pay, but once again they could end up paying that. It's got 40 something T-shares, 48 T-shares or something like that, 50 T-shares, can't remember. It was up on that ball, about 40k worth anyway. Best bid so far, $300. What would you pay for a bid like that? 15.2 year stake. Would you pay 5% as a premium? It kind of feels like what you would pay. It's going to be interesting to see how high that gets. That is the big burning mechanism too for Hedron, and it's a very important one that plays out in good fashion so that the product is working. People see big burns happening, then of course, particularly these low prices, you'll burn a lot of Hedron. That would get that total supply down, wouldn't it? Circulating supply. Maximus, of course, the star of the day. Maximus absolutely smashing it, man. 18.43 cents, and if we switch to the premium. Premium is, was it 65% last time we checked? The premium is at 70%, looking strong. We've got a nice little range here for the premium at the moment. I did see, was it Hex Tangent there? One of the Aussie guys, a very fun sort of personality, very vocal guy. He was on there yesterday, and he was talking about the fact that if he saw the premium going up like 2, 3, 5, 6x or something like that, he would definitely be selling his bags. And I just wonder what the limit is on the premium. I've said I could see a theoretical of about 10.6, but if you discount that at like 70%, you look like 200-300%. We did have a flash snap at that shot, a bit of a flash rise there. We got a flash crash, a flash pump. Yeah, we got a flash pump in the premium back here on the 15th, and of course we hit 233. So we were pretty much towards the high part of what I said, 2 to 3x, and so that was a good little test of that. But once again, that's kind of where I saw the maximum premium being, and it wouldn't hold it very long in my view. But hey, it's back down to the range between 50 and 80%, which is pretty amazing, really. So we'll see how it goes. So far, so good, is what I'd say. All right, so we'll get out of that. I'm trying to get out. What did I do? Did I lose my... I'm trying to get out of this chart here to do that. We're going to go to PLS Dogecoin. Maxi and Pulse Dodge are the talk of the town while we wait for Pulsechain. These are the ones that are absolutely killing it at the moment. and showing pretty good support. We do have a lower high here, but the structure's not too bad. We hit the bottom here at 177, and we're currently higher, $2.28. We've been in this range here, 235 to 283 for several days, but we can now. So I think the next couple of days, maybe the next 5 to 7 days, pretty important for the structure of the chart, maybe even 3 or 4 days, and see how it's going. But so far, so good. I remember this launched at $1 and it's $2.28. There's limited supply, seems to be pretty popular. And of course, a whale could quickly eat up the supply here on this particular token. So it's a pretty big deal. Let's actually have a look at the supply on the actual DEX there. We're going to look here. We can see that there's 50,000 PLS USD in the pool there for the USD pair. That's not too bad at all. So only $100,000, under $60,000 liquidity. So yeah, let's see what happens there. There's a few little sales going on at the moment. So still getting quite a few people still claiming in the claim phase. 69 days to go, and but it has slowed down from what I can tell. And even though the 2 audits came out today, we covered that in the first live stream. The audits went through pretty nicely, and so that's positive. So yeah, I actually think this could do pretty well. Could be the principal meme coin. There's lots of them, so it could be the principal one there. So far, so good. If we jump to the BNB, where a lot of the meme coins are, we got Pulse Dodge, we got the P33 IM. Now, to be fair, Pulse Dodge is kind of a hybrid because they are going to have a big NFT auction, so they really will end up being an NFT token if we're trying to be even more fair. Although they are, start off with the Pulse Dodge meme there. So eighth, just under 9/10 of a penny, no change really in the price there of Pulse Dodge. P33 26.82, just weakening there a little bit too, but off the bottom there 26.82. So a little bit better, and Internet Money also struggling there a little bit too, but they're all connected to Wrap BNB, right? So they're on a BNB chain, getting airdropped over to Pulsechain, and of course BNB still over $300, which is pretty good for those particular products. Staying over $300, pretty neat, given that ETH and BTC are both down slightly there. Woohoo! Nice. What's USDT? I always look at USDT, 20 cents at the moment. So that's showing a bit of weakness too. And of course, they're looking at doing Luna 2.0 without the stablecoin. So we'll see how that plays out too. There's currently a vote in play on that one. Nice. Let's see how our poll's going for the Ledger user. Let's refresh this. We had 159 votes. How many we've got now? 184. And we've still got 20% there on your device with the wrong answer there. So there we are. Yeah, just remember, crypto's on the blockchain, private keys on the hard wallet. So cool. Nice one. Let's get into the chat there. Don't forget to hit the Discord, get in the link. We're heading up towards 450 members. Definitely smash that up as well. In fact, I think we've got a couple of we've got Craig Wanning in there. He's of Gen Hex, and of course it's now our foreman as well. Posting doggies in the chat there. That's how cool these guys are. That's how they roll. Ruff, ruff. On that one. Ruff, ruff. All right, so cool. We got the Hex chart there. Looking not too bad as well. Let's get into the chats. I'm probably miles behind now, but we know how we roll. Actually, not too far behind. Joy says it just cost me $1.91 to transfer funds from one wallet to another. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's pretty good. I think I saw it at 68 cents yesterday, or 48 cents, something like that. But you'd have to have a certain premium above that for the fee to go through. When Pulse says Nicholas Luciano. Hey, Nicholas, great to have you in the chat. When Pulse, well, at the moment, I went stop talking about the launch thing because it keeps getting deferred. We had a lot of evidences, but the evidence ended up getting smashed by internal audit from the looks of it from the chief dev, and so we're waiting. Now, was it a big launch ploy? Well, I don't think so. I think that's a small scenario, but I think it's more likely that there's still issues with to deal with the after internal audit with the validators and other things like that, which we covered. So yeah, possibly June is kind of when we're looking at this stage. But late May, we may get something out, maybe a fork. The block height might get forked. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some sort of gamification around that, and then maybe we'll get the launch and the roll on after that. We'll see. So maybe late May at the earliest, but June's kind of looking more likely. Let's see what happens here. I tried watching it twice and fell asleep twice, says Priscilla. It's good for being a product of Hollywood. That's true, Briz. That's true. You are such a pragmatician there, Briz. You are the pragmatician. AK says RG3 is guessing a Wednesday launch. Really? Well, those guys, sometimes those guys have inside stuff, right? So if they have inside stuff, they may very well, that'd be interesting. It could be, well, that would go with the scenario of me saying, is it all part of the deferment? Because there's lots of things happening at the moment. You could say all part of distractions, so that you say, hey, look over here, but really really what's happening is over here, right? So that's a lot of that. Quite a few things happening in the community with Richard Hart and stuff is kind of like that. It's like, no, look over here, but really it's over here that's happening. So I agree that something we could get launched in May. It's definitely possible. Hex4 says just did a swap for $6.80. Nice. What is the gas fee at the moment? Let's have a check. ETH there. Let's have a look on the gas checker. Let's have a look here. Gas checker, boom. All right, so 22 Gwei, so still pretty good at the moment. 22 Gwei, I think we all agree. $8.32 on Uniswap version 3, and it says about it just under $1 for a transaction there. So that's pretty nice. And of course, Hex is on a discount at the moment. And I saw Kinetics was saying with the Hex Investment Trust funding, they like the dips at the moment. They like the price. They couldn't believe their luck with the price at the moment. I guess they're very happy with the prices being down here, accumulating some good value for their people. Kinetics did give it an upside. He said, oh man, I think it's super cheap here at the moment. It could be, this X should be $1. He's like 10X from here. So I thought, woo, man, that's even better than Rack and Rochelle's 5X. So that's pretty amazing on both chains. So 10X, is that presumably both chains? I don't know. That's pretty interesting. That was pretty exciting. I think Briz was on that watching that too, so he might know. Hardy Hexalorian says, when is the Hex rocket going to the moon? Whales sleeping, investors selling, Hexit is staking. Yeah, that's a pretty good summation. Hardy Hexalorian, can't say much about that. I think you wrapped that up pretty well at this moment. Like I've been saying for a long time, we haven't seen a lot of whales buying. Occasionally we'll see a decent buy. I think we saw $1 million buy the other, was it 2 days ago? But you're right, investors selling. Yeah, we've seen some investors selling. Early in-state penalties have been flowing pretty nicely. We have had a lot of good accounting penalties. We've got Hexters staking. Yeah, a lot of the hardcore Hexters are staking. Your summary is fantastic. It really is what's happening at the moment. But of course, it is a buying opportunity for people. It has not, like I say, last 77 days, all the way back to the 5th of March. And this is based on the DEX tools chart for Uniswap Hex USD version 3. We've had 14 days between 10 and 11 cents. We haven't really breached the 10 cents. We had one day where we had a front run bot push a seller down to 4.3 cents. Apart from that, we had a 9.9. Now, I know some on some other charts, I think it was yesterday, there were some dips below 10, but not on this chart. This chart doesn't show that. I'm not sure what's going on there with that. Some other people might know. But yeah. Time for work. Thanks, Superman. Have a great day, everybody. Hey, Hex Biker, you have a great day, man. And peace out. It's coming. Everything's coming, man. Woohoo! That's all I say. So this vertical one here, the 31st of May, is I just realized I got my feedback coming in from the other channel. The 31st of May, this is the end of May, this vertical chart here. I did have the timetable for the 25th. I've just taken it off just because it's uncertain now. We'll have to wait and see. Now, obviously, let's go check out Richard Hart. I think he had he's done his racing with the highest of stakes today. So he's got the highest of stakes there. I think we've got a couple of videos here. He's pumping the RH style. Is it the? I can't remember where we 20th there. We got the chart there. So we've got get in loser. We're going to make people rich. He's got the guy here. Is this the Austin Martin? Austin Martin, is it? Is this the look at the nice decor there. He's got his airplane as well. You can't go out without your airplane Louis Vuitton bag or whatever it is. So Louis Vuitton, yeah. He's in the Bentley, yeah. So the Bentley, it's a pretty stylish car, the Bentley. What else has he gone? Mercedes G-Class. Was it Mercedes G-Class there? Big PP. Everyone loves this one. The number plate there that's been going viral with that. So master marketer Richard Hart there with the marketing. And of course, on the big Jeep, I actually always wanted a big Jeep with no roof on it, like one of those with no roof on. A Mercedes RG Class 4x4 twin turbo 8 V8 side pipes wades through 3.3 feet of water. Yeah, that's pretty good, especially in certain states in America. What else we got there? Haters, I'm a better human being than you. Neil, he says, 145 IQ, 9 million in watches, 2 million in cars, world's largest diamond. And of course, that is what's it? The Hex Black Diamond, Space Diamond. Red Bull can PP. 27 million raised for charity. 10,000 X asset called Bitcoin. The top 2 times. I made people rich. Learn from me. World's largest free airdrop coming too. Woohoo! Hashtag Ethereum there, and we got the latest video there from the team there. It's actually playing. I don't know if it's going up some music.
1,000 horse. What are you born rich? I was born poor. Fuck you guys. Get on my level.
I'd probably play the video, but I'm going to play the video without the sound because I don't want to get pinged for copyright. I think there's some copyright music in there.
Oh wait, yo, I got it. You ready? Yo, Richard Hart here. 2 million on the wrist, 2 million in cars, lifted G-Wagon from the factory, 600 horsepower Ferrari, 600 horsepower Lambo, 1,000 horsepower, $1 million Ferrari, 600 horsepower Bentley, and giant dick. I have a giant dick. You can see it right here on the license plate, 145 IQ, and I raised $27 million for charity. So all you people trying to talk shit, like, oh, Richard, why you give money to charity? I gave more than you. Oh, why don't you make other people rich? I make other people rich. Oh, what are you born rich? I was born poor. Fuck you guys. Get on my level.
So you can check that out. There's no stuff there, but you can definitely have a check that out. So cool. What else we got here? RH for the win, says Lights Beneath. Precisely says, I can't believe they let him have that plate. It's on the verge of vulgarity, and most DMVs won't allow that stuff on plates. Oh, they are fake plates. That's true. But are you happy, Richard? Says Lights Beneath. And what else is going on? So I am on 130 IQ, no Lambo, no Rolex LV bag. Says in a family show, Richard says, Briss, yeah, that's true. Hex Token, nice one. So there was muted sound, so there we are, Briss. I did comply to that, but cool. So that's the stuff happening with Highest of Stakes. I'm not sure what else. I think they've got a whole ton of stuff here on Highest of Stakes filming. So obviously a lot of that stuff that we're going to a lot of footage get into that film there. We'll see how far the editors take the dialogue on Highest of Stakes. They're trying to mass market. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. What they actually end up in there for the big streamers. But hey, we'll find out. Woo! Wild Boy, Richard Hart, aka the Highest of Stakes, something like that. All right, cool VIP, as we say. So 10.83 cents is where we are on Hex. Nice. What else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? Take that off there. Bam. All right, so I don't know what you guys think of Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's still managing to hold up a lot longer. This bear market, is it going to drag out? It's going to be dragging out for a long time. Bitcoin keeps fighting around 30K. But we are going to have a lot more volatility this year. I definitely think we've got a lot more to come. Let's have a look at 1 year. 1 year coming down here. What was it? We're up at November last year. We were up at 67. Could you believe it? Not that long ago. It doesn't feel that long ago. I know we're quickly racing into the middle of 2022. But it doesn't feel that long ago. We're at November, right? And now we're already here towards the end of May, getting into June, almost halfway through the year. And we were sitting around here, 47,000. We did get a bit of a high here. Pretty interesting stuff. We have a look at all the data. You can see a double top in there. And of course, we've got this head and shoulder type of rough thing. I mean, it's pretty rough on this side, but pretty interesting there. So, but it's very different from what we had back here in 2017, 2018. We had that big run up. We had another fake one. This one here between February, March, that caught a lot of people off guard, right? Because then we really dragged out here for a long time, all the way through November, December, January, February, March, dragged out for a long time, 2019. And then we had a bit of a rally here, 2019, came back down. And then, of course, we had, the issues in the early 2020s here, and then pump. And, of course, April here, this is kind of where Hex Godwell moved up, and away we went, and start front running the old Hex pump for sure. So cool zip, as we say. Let's have a look at Hex Info. Hex Info. To look at the extra returns on that. We're going to wait for that to pump up. Hey, look, Gwei at the moment, 17 Gwei. Hex is on sale, and of course, the Gwei is pretty cheap too. Pretty good time to get in there. Hex is the GOAT, says DB Cooper. I love it. That is true. Yo, I'm ready. Richard and Hex about to take over the entire market, says Stressful Struggle. Me too, man. Hardcore. What's up, Superman? Good to see a Stressful Struggle in the house. And of course, guys, no, yes, I think Richard is trying to shake people out of the market with his Red Bull PEP size, says Stressful Struggle. That's true. Boom. I'm supposed to be putting those. Hey, Stressful Struggle. I'm supposed to be a family channel. I'm supposed to be having that stuff on my channel. I accidentally showed it on studio because I'm not thinking fast enough in front of my things there. What's it? Hex Hodl says has to be fake plates, says Hodl Generation. Yeah, that's true. All right, it's cool. Actually, I've got to be careful around the old what is it? The old YouTube video. They read your videos, and then just read the comments. They read your videos as well on YouTube. Was it Tangent saying that someone bot came into his chat and I had it feeding through on his video, the chat feeding through on his video, and a bot came in with some pornographic thing or something, and he got rugged. I think that channel got rugged, or the video got rugged. He had a backup on DLive, but other than that, it was pretty bad. Let's have a look here on the. We're going to pull this up. Hopefully, we'll get the. It takes a little while to load. Not sure why it takes a little while to load, but it does. Yeah, take a little while. Troy says, I just thought I dropped in everything. Going to be okay, bro. Says Stressful Struggle. That's all good. My bet was on the 21st, so only 5 more days. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, well, anybody still in this later part of May, I think, still in with a chance of winning the sweepstake, and of course, the bit more important thing, getting the honor and the mana for winning the stuff. I'm sorry, bro. That's all good. Stressful Struggle. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm waiting for this to update. Look how long this site takes to upload. We'll get there in the end. Don't worry, we'll get there in the end. That's just the way it goes. Let's have a quick look at the Hex stats. See how that's going. I've got a lot of stuff open here. I might close down all the Pulsechain stuff. Let's close a few of these down. We've gone through that in the first half. If you want to check out the first half intro, Pulsechain, then watch the beginning of the video. We're going to Hex stats there. We're already at 6.176 Hex per T-share. And of course, we're up at 1.2 million penalties. Again, another day over 1 million. We love this stuff, man. And of course, if we go to the whale bot, we'll be able to see where they came from, I think, if we're lucky. 4 hours ago, we're up to now 6 hours. So anything beyond 6 hours ago is good. 5 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. So I don't think it was that one. No, not that one either. So we only had one here. We had 300,000 in penalties here, 181. Now, who does this, right? Who does this? So here's 500,000 Hex. I haven't checked the wallet address or anything like that, but it's 500,000 Hex. It's staked for 1,825 days, or what, 5 years. It's got 60 T-shares, and they early in-stake with a negative ROI of 30% and 330,000 in Hex penalties. They get 181,000 back. So I don't know, is that a compromised wallet, or are they desperate, or are they nervous about the markets? I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, that's what happened. Don't miss the Hex drop airdrop coming on Pulsechain. That is true. Don't miss that. 2-for-1 deal at the moment, getting Hex on the chain. We've still got 209 million Hex in liquidity and $7.5 million US, 2,700 ETH in the pools. These is the key numbers we're kind of watching these days. Obviously, if you're Hex staking, you're getting a nice payout. The share rate is getting up toward 20,000, and I think that's about it there at the stage. Cool. And this is going to update eventually. I'm sure it will update soon enough. All right, so there we are, 10-8. Let's jump back to the prices. We're going to go back to Hex charts, and sit on there. We'll read the comments. The comments are pretty quiet, so we'll just see how that goes. Stressful Struggle says, yo, bro, you're literally the new Hex Soldiers. That's funny, man. I'm pretty sure he's still streaming, but I know what you mean. Streaming twice a day. It's just how we roll. Like I say, you know, there used to be a whole ton of us streaming back in the day when Hex launched because there was a referral, and a lot of us were doing streaming for referrals, and that's when you had, was it Crypto Nightly and everyone else around, heaps of people, heaps of streamers, but many of them got taken down. Hexologist, I think his channel was taken down too. He went to D Live, and of course, man, he did a great job on D Live. Now, did he? I think he probably singly was the one of the top 2 streamers on D Live. I think Joker was also a pretty big streamer. I'm not sure what Joker was streaming about at the time. I was there at the time. We did a little D Live raid on Joker, and Joker ended up getting on board with some Hex, and we all raided his thing. It was pretty fun. And then he's been obviously now a huge content creator. Now Pulsechain, doing an amazing job on there. Of course, they do a lot more wild stuff on that channel. But yeah, it's a lot of fun if you're into that. What else we got going? We've got Johnson House there. When the Hex Investment Trust buying is a dip. Yeah, that's true. Well, hopefully they'll give us a bit of a floor, John. They'll be trying to sweep the lick, as it were. Sweep the lick. Was it the Karate Kid? Sweep the lick. They'll be trying to pick up as much cheap Hex as they can, just because they get money in. They're always trying to get pick up the bottoms here. They'll be bottom feeding at the bottom of this here. So they might give us, maybe they won't pump the price exactly, although Kinect says, yeah, we're looking to pump the price. But if they can get the price cheap, that's what you're going to do, right? You're going to get it as cheap as you can. It's just the way it is. So maybe they're giving us a bit of price for support at the moment. And we will see. We will see. It just depends on how much they get in and what they're buying. Behavior is like. What do they decide to do? Do they collect a certain amount of dollars and then they go and buy, or do they wait markets? Because at the moment it's obviously pretty good prices. Are they thinking, or maybe the market might finally break 10 cents and go to 8 cents and they pick up a lot more? I don't know. They obviously got some sort of dollar cost strategy in place, and of course, hopefully they're using Matra in one inch. Hopefully they're doing that, and presumably they're on top of that, because I remember originally they weren't aware of that. So hopefully they are now. You'd think so, yeah, I'm sure. So cool. It was a really nice day. Really, if you haven't seen the Discord syndicate with the Kinetics, did drop a few nice little bombs in there. New little cool stuff. Let's call them beta bombs. Call them beta bombs. We call them beta bombs, not alpha bombs. That's what we call them. What has John said? Are you saying that, John? Joker's cool, says just scroll. Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. He does some good. That's good YouTube content. That stuff. That crazy stuff. He does some good stuff there. And there's who's I'm just trying to remember. I forget it. I can't remember the name. John says they're waiting 7 cents. I think. Yeah, probably they probably are. Who knows? But I think they have been buying, so that's fine. Lights beneath the Alison with the emojis, looking good. How are we doing for time? An hour and 7 minutes. What time is it here? 6:24 p.m. I'm going to have another sci-fi night, except I think we've run out of sci-fi. We have to find some movies to watch, because I've watched Halo episode 9, I think it was. I've watched the Star Trek 3, so we might have to watch some other, like a full-scale movie. We'll see. Hodl Generation says, I would think they are waiting to play both sides of the chain, says Hodl Generation, yeah. But they're going to get copied. Everything's going to get copied over. Everything they buy now on Hex is going to get copied on Pulsechain. So, yeah, they may very well. You're talking about dips, getting dips. Yeah, but now's the best time, right? You get a good price, you get a copy on Pulsechain. Kind of makes sense. Or are they? Yeah. So they've got to take it. Regardless of what they do, they've got to take in volatility risk. But basically, they're going to stake 555 anyway, right? So that's the other side of it. They're going to stake 555, but in what way? I don't know. Many questions. Don't forget the $6 million buy, and we are above 30 cents. That's true. I agree with that, Exodal. I suspect that there's a good chance that we will get to, at the moment, based on the outlook, we could get up to around that 28-32 cent mark. That's kind of where I feel at this stage, based on the fact that we're down at 10.8 prior to the launch. If under the right gamification, Richard's got to give us a certain amount of notice so that we know when it's going to happen. What is the best sci-fi horror movie, and why is John Carpenter's the thing? And why is it John Carpenter's the thing? That's funny, TV. That's funny, man. That was a plug. I'm sure that was a plug. Halo is awesome, says John. Yeah, it's been a really good. Like I've been super happy with it. Like don't have very little things to say about it. It's a very good stuff. I think Master Chief was really well cast. He's obviously critical, but I think the whole cast is pretty good on the most part. There's a few little changes I probably would make, but I think that on the whole, it's very, very good. I like the, I should remember the names, but there's a couple others that I like there too. What's up, sir? Woohoo! Hey, good warped in pulse. Good to see you in the chat. And I love your little thumbnail there, your little profile picture, I should say. That's very cool. Pulse Dodge. Hexonium says to promote using Hex for stable is a great idea. Promote using Hex for stable coin. Yeah, Hex is not. It's you'd have to get some sort of price support to get Hex in as a stable coin. Certainly not a stable coin, but under right circumstances you could get it reasonably stable for a while. But yeah, I do think that the Hex Scale Trust they may look at doing Hex in time, maybe. Doing Pulse, maybe doing a Pulse investment trust, and that probably seems the next step was doing Pulse one. I don't know if they'll go to Pulse X. They could do Pulse X, but definitely Pulse. I could see the Hex investment trust doing that. Charlotte's in house there. Hi, good to see you in the house. Charlotte Sewing Design Center 2022. There it is, a free promo right there. Woohoo! All right, nice to see you. All right, let's have a look over at some of the other stuff that's going on at the moment. We're up to an hour and 11 minutes. Don't forget to smash that like button. We've only got 44 likes. Boy, oh boy. Let's take a second, go beep, beep, beep. Smash the likes, hit the subscribe as well. Now, I've got another pre-recorded video coming out. That'll be coming out tonight. So look forward to that. That's going to be on hard wallet security. So wait for that. It's coming. All right. Let me just grab a cup of tea. Cold cup of tea, but that's like cold cup of tea is like a strong piece of whiskey or something, is it? Like a strong drink of whiskey, cold cup of tea. All right, let's check the markets at the moment. So we've got 10.7 cents on Hex, Hedron at 10.99. Everything looks like it's on sale, doesn't it? Look like it's on sale. And Maxi, of course, and PLSD looking good, 18.40. Sorry. 18.4 cents, and PLSD at 2.30. I'm getting a little tempted on PLSD, but once again, I'm trying to pick up more Hex at the moment. So that's my main go. If I'm lucky and Pulsechain does not launch until after I've got some funds coming in, which could get me quite a decent amount of Hex. So I'm thinking about that. Although I am getting tempted by some of these other things as well. So I've got to be keep my strategy in play. BNB's in house, the means, and of course we're sitting at 8th. It seems like I'm saying this, repeating Pulse Dodge every day, because we've had this price has been around this price for at least 5-6 days now, at 8th, 9th, 10th of a penny. P33 at 26.82. Now I like this is just too volatile for me. This chart, so that's the one thing that keeps me away from Pulse 33 there. 14.07 on Internet Money. This is a little tempting down here, but once again, still relatively risky. I'd rather go for Maximus and Pulse Dodge and Hex at this stage, and Hedron. Still, that's just supply so big. It's the one thing that's putting me off that at this stage. But I do think it's going to have a nice run at some time. But definitely, I think these three are the ones that I'm preferencing big time at the moment. Cool VIP, as we said, cool VIP. Let's see how many people we got on the poll vote now. This poll vote's going pretty good. 187. It's going still pretty nice. I would drop down a little bit, down to 90% there. Maybe it's been weighted by some people that were watching this. We'll close out of that. Don't forget to get into Discord. Links in the video description. I definitely added some more links to the useful links here on Discord. So we've got a few more links in there now on cool stuff. So if you're wanting to see a lot of the cool stuff that's in the ecosystem, definitely check that out. I added a few extra ones in here. There's a couple that I could add in there, but I haven't not confident in the I know that they're kind of official links, but because I haven't really used them, I don't really like, posting them in. So there's a couple that have left off, but I'll think about that in the future. But yeah, definitely lots of links there to get into all the good stuff. And of course, there we are. There we go. New token links, of course, are in there too, under new tokens and Pulsechain projects. You can check that. I think I've got one more to add to this one, so I'm going to add another one to this one. Let me know in general Discord if you want to add, or just post it in here if you've got any new ones that are not on this list that you think are good. As long as they're not scam malicious, or you know what I mean, like just common sense, good ones, then I'll check that out. So way to go, bam, nice. I think we're up to PulseCon 2022. So PulseCon has a new one that I got to add in. So we go to PulseCon 2022 conference. This is really counting down. We're going to be under 100 days soon for this conference. We've got all our keynote speakers in there. What else? I was hoping that they would get a couple of personalities, big personalities in from crypto, like I don't know, just somebody. I need to get a couple of other big faces. It's still a long time to go, so hopefully they'll get some cool people from other areas. Not quite in the house there. Got lots of supporters from Pulsechain. 107 days to go, 117 hours. Counting that down, and tickets there, looking good. Where are we getting on to? Trying to get up to some of these. Dollar Cost Crypto's in there, so he's added to the panel board. He's good at commentating on stuff, so he'll be good. KG in there. I think that was it on there, so nice. Can't remember what I was going to say about PulseCon actually. Yeah, I'm hoping to have them on again on PulseCon, have them on this channel again as another interview. Crypto.coffee. Crypto Coffee? Is he on there? What? Crypto Coffee, really? Did he come on now? That's cool. Crypto Coffee will be on there. Be a bit of fun. Yeah, cool. There's PulseCon coming up. 18 Gwei, still cheap to get some Hex, so feel free. Dollar cost average, as we say. We're coming up to an hour and 20, so we're getting up there soon. Hodl Generation says, always great Hex token. Good night, all from California. Daddy Judy calls. Hey, Hodl Generation, appreciate you dropping by and hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Super Dad in the house, about to leave. D-Base says, swag unit. D-Based, swag unit, yep. The swag unit, you're talking about, I think the four Pulsechain ladies, as it were. Pulsechain ladies. Finally, this came in. We were waiting for that for a while. I'm not sure when it did come in, but it's come in there. So we got Hex return on investment here from all-time low, still at 191,000% or 1920x. So all-time low till now, and the all-time low there is the 5th of January. And Hex at the time was priced with 4 zeros in it. So it was actually 5645 the US price there. So pretty cool. And of course, versus BTC, 48,746%. So 488x up from compared to BTC. So that's pretty cool. And compared to Ethereum, 13,176%. So 132x up compared to Ethereum. So not too bad a day in the office there for good old Hex. Still performing pretty well in the scheme of things. Nice. All right, we're coming up to an hour and 20. We're going to wrap up shortly. Thanks for watching, everybody. I don't know how we do with the likes. 57 likes, that wasn't too bad. Let me just, I've got a Pulsar Beta's in the house. Pulsar Beta has jumped in. Woohoo! Let's have a look at how's it going. Super. Just finished work. I hope I won't have to work for much longer, says Pulsar Beta. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people looking forward to that. Now, if you missed out on my video I did a little while back, I did on PulseHex. I'm going to do one for Pulsechain. I just haven't changed the spreadsheet around to make sure that I've got the right data. And that is if PulseX reaches a cent, that would be, and no one ever sold, that would be 11,500 millionaires in PulseX at 1 cent. So I think that's pretty good. Obviously, we know that a lot of people do sell before it gets to that point. But if they didn't, that would be 11,500. I thought it was pretty interesting. So a lot of people looking for pretty good results for that. So yeah, very, very cool. I'm going to try and do the Pulsechain equivalent. Need to get around to that. That'll be a good video. So we're coming up on an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to wrap up here. I got my friend coming over. He's bringing over the food, and we're going to be watching some sort of sci-fi movie. So I hope you guys have a great time out there. Definitely Hex price looking pretty attractive. Has defended this 10 to 11 cent mark on 14 occasions, and it looks pretty good holding up this stage. But once again, dollar cost average DCA. That's how we roll. Hope you guys have a good time. Take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 2 more live streams. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, get into Discord, all that good stuff. If you want to join as a member, hit the join button. We got Pulsechain, Hexskins, and the Richard Hart Club. Get in there as well. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now. If you're a Hex Token channel member, don't forget to smash out the emojis on the way out. That's how we roll. And bam, bam, bam. Yeah, great news, by the way. The Hex Investment Trust buying. That's what we were waiting to hear about. Another great, brick in the foundation of Hex is the Hex Investment Trust buying. Very, very cool. All right, posting those emojis there. Precise says, see you, Superman. Hey, you too, Briz. Peace out, says Pulse Beta. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hope for better work, my friend. Stop and work altogether will kill you, says Sugar. Yeah, well, it gives you opportunities, though, doesn't it, Sugar? It gives you opportunities and people like that. All right, take care. Peace out. Bye for now.